how are you preparing your team for the rise of AI-driven development tools like Copilot?
That's a good question. So I think the first thing that we need to distinguish here is what even does the word AI-driven development mean, right? And what are the different types of ways that you can use AI in your company? Because AI-driven development is a big word that gets thrown around very loosely, but I think most people have a bad idea of what it really means. So I think you should decide between like AI-assisted development, between writing pseudocode and meta-programming, and then between AI-driven development. AI-assisted development is the way that I see 99 or 98% of the industry use AI, which is you go to Copilot, you ask it questions, right? Or you go to ChatGPT or Grok or whatever your favorite API is, Claude maybe, and you ask it questions, and then you copy-paste code over, or you are using AI in your editor and you have things like, maybe Cursor where you prompt the agent to do stuff, or you're using things like the autocomplete feature from Copilot, and that gives you like parts of the code, and then you go into this iterative loop. This is AI assisted development, right? Then you have meta programming, and I think less than 2% of people use this, which is basically you write the programs in a pseudocode language with like in the form of a prompt, and then you transpile that pseudocode using the LLM to real code. And what that allows you is that allows you to switch your mindset from thinking about the implementation and letting the AI handle the implementation, and you just think about the constraints. So in pseudocode, you capture the constraints of the thing that you want to implement, and then you write a meta program, and then meta program transpiles into the code that you needed to write in the first place. And then AI-driven development, which is what almost no one does, is when the AI is basically in the driver's seat. So the AI is writing the majority of your code, and you as a programmer are only concerned with those constraints, but you also use the AI to help you find those constraints. So it really elevates the whole process to a whole different level, and it has to do with agents. And this is really like a very big topic. You might want to, have an eye out for my YouTube channel, because we're going to release some videos on that in the future. But yeah, so the question was, okay, well, how do you see the future of AI-driven development? How do you prepare your team for it? So first of all, we need to be clear of what the word even means, right? Which we just did. And how do we prepare our team internally at React Squad? We train them, right? So our internal mentoring program that we also offer to other companies has some lessons around these concepts, right? It teaches you how to do, first of all, proper AI-assisted development, but then it also goes into pseudo-programming, meta-programming, and finally teaches you how to properly leverage things like AI agents so that you can really multiply the output and increase the output, both in quantity and in quality of each and every single team member.